Hello everyone. Today I want to start a new series about writing web services in Golang. I'll be doing a complete cloud drive application where users can upload, retrieve, edit, and delete files. Then later on, I'll also be implementing features like user authentication, file caching, and then multi-part upload and resumable upload. At the end of the series, I'll also be talk about deployment using Docker and Docker Compose. So the main purpose of this series is to demonstrate some of the popular technologies that are used in production level applications, and then to walk you through how to develop a simple microservice and then deploy it in the cloud. So let's take a look at our project's architecture. So this is the final architecture that when we're finishing development. So basically we have the file storage at the bottom. And then on top of it, we're going to be having caching and database. So cache is mainly used for multi-part upload and token validation, and database to store user and file metadatas. And then the two main services that we're going to be writing are file service and user service. So file service will be including upload, search, edit, delete, and download. And then user service is going to have sign up, login, and then authentication. And then when we go to deployment, I also wanted to add a API gateway layer as a single point of entry to all of our services. As for the content of this series, we're going to be start from the file service and then adding database to store the metadata and then adding cache. And then we're moving on to user service. So that's basically all the development we need to be doing. And then we're moving on to deployment. We'll be adding the API gateway to sit in front of our services. So that's a lot of stuff to cover. Without further ado, let's get started with the file service. So the first thing we're going to be doing is to download Go. So go to the go.dev website and then click on download. And then choose the installer based on your operating system. I highly recommend you to download Go 1.22 or later if you wanted to follow along with this video, because since Go 1.22, there are some very nice quality of life changes to make writing web services easier. After you finish install Go, open up your terminal and type Go version and hit enter. So if it prints out whatever version you installed, that means your Go installation is success. We can move on to the next step. All right, the next thing we're going to do is to create a project folder and then open it up in your preferred IDE. So my project is called Go Cloud Drive, and then currently there's nothing in it. We need to initialize our project. So in Golang, we do go mod init and then followed by the project name. So I just say go dash cloud drive and then hit enter. So as you can see, it creates a go.mod file for us. And basically this file is going to contain all of our dependencies in here. So now let's create a main file. So let's create main.go in our project directory. So this is going to be our main entry point for the whole application. So as you can see, it has package Go Cloud Drive. I'm going to change this to package main. And then let's create a main function. So func main. This is the main function. So any Go program will start running from the main function. All right, now let's create a simple web server in Go. So server equals http.new serve mux. And then let's start it by calling the http error equals http dot listen and serve function. And then we pass in the port. So port is 8080, and then our server object. And then we need to deal with the error. So if error errors dot is, so error http error server closed. So listen and serve will always return an error. And then if it's error closed, that means it's normal. Okay. If it's other errors, we're gonna throw a error message. So this is normal. So we add logging. So we're gonna use the slog. So slog dot info. Just say server closed, and then else. So if the server didn't start for any other reasons, if error is not null, we need to throw an error message. So error and we also print out the error message. So error.error, and then we exit the program, exit code 1. All right, and then up here, let's also add a log message. So slog.info, let's say starting the server on port 8080. This is a simple server in Go. So let's try to run it. So let's click this green button. All right, as you can see, it says starting the server on port 8080. So that means our program works as expected. So let's terminate it. And then what I want to do is to add some formatting to the log. So we do log.set flags. The first flag is log.std. And then we pass in a second flag, which is log.l short file. All right, so this is gonna print out the line number. So if we run this again, as you can see now it says main.go line number 15. So it prints out from the main.go file line 15. So now let's create a sample routes to test our application. So below the server definition, let's add a sample endpoints. So server dot handle func, and then first we define the routes. We're gonna have a get request to the hello endpoints, and then let's write the function. So response writer, and then request object. So we're just gonna simply print out hello. So slog.info, just say hello world. All right. Now let's restart this program, and then let's open up Postman to test this routes. All right, so now inside of Postman, let's send this request to localhost 8080 and then /hello, and then let's click send. As you can see, we have a status 200 OK here. All right, so back inside of the IDE, as you can see from the main.go line 16, it prints out hello world. That means our request successfully find our endpoints.